When I was homesick from school, I watched The Odd Couple. When my kids or my grandkids are homesick from school, they're gonna watch Friends. That is the coolest thing in the world to me.
Friends, the American TV sitcom that changed the face of television forever, ran for 236 episodes from 1994 to 2004. When it premiered, the show was everywhere, the theme song was everywhere, and the Rachel haircut became the most asked for hairstyle of the period. But Friends' popularity wasn't just limited to the time it aired. Its legacy lives on today as one of the most watched shows on Netflix, with viewers around the world spending 54 million hours, the equivalent of 62,000 years, watching. And it isn't just among nostalgic 30 and 40-year-olds. A whole new generation of young binge watchers see themselves reflected in the characters and situations of Friends. Today I want to explore how Friends changed TV comedy and the sitcom model forever, while spawning countless spin-offs and replicas, as well as look into the reasons that Friends is still so popular amongst a generation born after it finished airing. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Film Essay. There are many reasons why Friends is still so watched. I'll go through each one in detail. Friends is a remarkably detailed show. You can tell the people working on the production really cared about the result. For example, the prop department.
Props are what I do. Props are anything an actor touches. Anything that they need to touch and handle is something that props handles. You know, on other kinds of shows it would be guns, it would be, you know,
a clipboard, a briefcase, a cup of, in this case, a cup of coffee, the food they're eating, the magazine they're reading, anything the actor touches, she has to find and make it just perfect for that character and for the scene.
One great example is in season 3, episode 20, where Phoebe makes her own dollhouse out of shoeboxes after Monica forbids her giant oversized dog in her ornate dollhouse.
So that was a real fun one. Of course we had to make 6. So not only did we make
in like 3 days.
yeah, it was a short day. We had the licorice room, but we had to make 6 because of course they had to burn.
The detail in this dollhouse, from the licorice room to the aroma room, tells a tale about how much people working on the show genuinely cared about what they were working on. But this care wasn't just shown in the wacky props produced, it was in every aspect of an episode.
To redress these sets, we have all these continuity photos to help us along the road. We have, like in this plexi counter, we get all this coffee and tea product and you name it, that we change every 3rd, 4th episode, you know, to make it realistic, because you can't have a stagnant coffee shop where everything stays the same.
It's elements like this from the set department that elevate the show to a new level for a sitcom, changing the coffee and cup arrangements to make the coffee shop look real, the constantly changing artwork on the back of Central Perk, the whiteboard in Joey and Chandler's apartment with funny messages related to the theme of the episode, and even the food on the shelves of Monica's apartment changing regularly. The ironic thing about good production is if it's really brilliant, you shouldn't notice it at all. You shouldn't notice the changing level of the coffee beans, or that someone has taken the time to build 6 versions of a shoebox dollhouse. This is because it's part of the story, and as a viewer you are so enveloped by the story itself that you forget it's the care and attention of every member of the production team that keeps this story going, and keeps you, as a viewer, involved. Writing is arguably the most important aspect of any comedy, and Friends has really intelligent, well thought out writing. Part of this was due to the way the scripts would be written. Friends used an open table writer's room with over 20 script writers. The script for every episode would be thrown to the table, with everyone offering input on every line.
Like if you leave really upbeat, bye Rachel, bye, see ya. Okay, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do it.
I think that's less funny.
Aww.
I think it's funnier. Not the way you did it.
It's opposite day.
No, I think it's funnier when it's got a few line build up. Sorry. No, the acting. I loved it. Was vivid. It was like, wow, where'd Sean go? But
every single line from start to finish was cross-referenced to achieve maximum comedic value. Character traits were set up in early seasons and developed through to the final season. I'm not saying that every joke was an amazing, intelligently crafted gem. There were a lot of jokes in Friends that were over the top or stupid, but it's the dedication of the writers in maximising every situation to produce the most comedic value possible that made the writing truly great. Just look at this moment from behind the scenes.
You know what? Why don't we ask him, and that because it's so like Matthew.
Okay. I think there's as much dating as they are acting out a scene from Barfly.
All right.
Did they have there's so much dating as they are completely filled with alcohol? There's as much dating as there are 2 bottles of vodka walking around in human form. Yes.
7 minutes later, they're ready for take 2.
I can't believe Ross and Rachel got married.
I know. I didn't even know they were dating again.
Well, I don't think they're as much dating as they are 2 bottles of vodka walking around in human form.
The characters in Friends work so well because, in a lot of ways, they were all so different. Comedy thrives in moments of difference or contrast. Every one of the 6 main characters in Friends have different relationships with their families, different upbringings, different jobs, and different attitudes towards life. The only exception to this is Ross and Monica, but even their relationship with their family is drastically different, with Ross the clear parental favourite. As Gerald Mast outlines in his work The Expansive Force of the Comic, comedy is grounded in incongruity, which describes a state of being out of harmony. Applying this to Friends and the difference between the characters, their incongruous nature as a group of friends is what makes them so funny to watch. The chemistry between the characters, however, was undoubtable. As David Schwimmer said in an interview with Vanity Fair, to find one magical actor who is right for the role is difficult enough, but to find 6 and to have them have actual chemistry with each other is kind of a miracle. Friends isn't just about the laughs though, it also has a lot of real heartfelt moments dealing with a range of serious issues. The show covers relationships in detail, as well as surrogacy, the process of adoption, marriage, divorce, love and death. It's really at the moments when the laughter stops that Friends is shown to be something greater than a lot of sitcoms before or after it. At these moments, Friends isn't just a show making the audience laugh, but one that people are personally invested in, that reflects the struggles and anxieties of their own lives. Friends changed the sitcom landscape by breaking from many typical formats. At the time, nearly all sitcoms revolved around 2 key areas, the family home and the workplace. Both followed a format in which certain, usually older characters would be the mentors of the group, with the younger characters producing a lot of the comedy. In addition to this, other shows would have primary and secondary characters, with the primary characters taking far more screen time and audience attention. Friends broke from this tradition. It did not revolve around a family home or a workplace, but a makeshift clan that seemed familiar to young adults at the time, who were forming their own similar connections. An equal ensemble cast like Friends was also unusual. In early drawing boards, Chandler and Phoebe were demoted to second-tier characters. However, David Schwimmer insisted that the cast negotiate as a unit, helping the actors jump from unequal salaries in their first season to an equal $100,000 per episode by the 3rd season. Keeping with that team spirit, actors were paid the same and had a remarkably similar amount of screen time. Over all 10 seasons, Ross had the most amount of screen time and Phoebe had the least, but the margins were very thin. Unlike so many sitcoms of the era that showed parents as those dependable, solid foundations you could always fall back on, the fighting for independence characters of Friends had parents who could be downright villainous. Judy Geller's continual dismissal of her daughter, Rachel's dad tries to squash her new lifestyle, and Chandler's mum seduces his best friend. Essentially, Friends plays out the role reversal dream of offspring everywhere. Friends can be seen to have created what is now known as the hangout comedy. Happy Endings, My Boys, How I Met Your Mother, New Girl and The Big Bang Theory all followed the path that Friends had paved. Friends is still so watched today that Netflix and HBO Max have been locked in negotiations over which platform it will be streamed on. After buying the streaming rights to Friends for $30 million in 2015, Netflix reportedly paid an additional $80 to $100 million in December of 2018 to keep Friends on its service. I think that the fact that Friends is still so in demand is a testament to its genre-defining legacy, a legacy bought out of intelligent writing and a dedicated production team. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, it really helps me out. I've got a lot of other videos on my channel, so please consider subscribing and check out my channel page to see more.